Lindy and Galushan, welcome to another edition of Shootin' Plink. We're indoors again, but there's a reason. People have asked me about shooting indoors, and that can be done. I'm talking about air guns, and you can do it otherwise too, but that takes a special target, a special area, and we're not even going to go into that because it's also very, very expensive. The best indoor shooting, if you're going to be doing like in a basement or something or other like that, and you're going to be using 22s or any of the firearm type things, the unit that I was looking at, the cheapest one was $4,000. And that is extremely safe. From what I understand, they can fire a tank shell into it. And the one that they can do that with is even more money. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about air guns, because basically that's an indoor shooter. And you're not looking at high-powered air guns. You're just looking at something, most of them are cheaper air guns. Pistols work good. Keep them down on your velocity. And pick an area, and there's a lot of indoor type ranges you can have. A storage shed is perfect. A garage that you're not storing a vehicle or anything in like that. That will work. Basements are, I know a lot of people that have got air gun ranges set up in their basement, even knife throwing ranges, axe throwing ranges, all that sort of stuff. But of course you want to do it safe. You want to make sure your target, you got a good backstop, and the target area itself, if nothing else, have what they call a pellet trap. And that will work very well because that pellet's not going anywhere. It goes in there as long as you can hit that area, and anybody that can't hit that area has probably got a problem. But again, that's the idea of having the very good backstop. And you can do that with, and there's a lot of stuff online about how to build those, and we're not going to go into that. What we are going to do is we're going to talk about the main area that's not a regular pellet trap, but it's, you use a cardboard box, a backing with it, you put plenty of packing up in it, and then you shoot at low velocity. And that BB pellet won't go very far, and we're going to shoot here today, indoors, and I'm going to show you what I use. The thing that I like to use are multi-pump outfits, and I've got two of them, and they're rifles, but here's one right here. This is my older one that I have done a lot of shooting with this thing. This is what I call my pick-me-up and shoot, and this is an NXG, an Umarex NXG. And it's a multi-pump. Here's the lever right here. As soon as I do that, it goes into safety and engages that. This is a very, very good gun to teach somebody with. And another one that I use is right here. This is a newer one that I got. And again, I call this a pick-me-up and shoot. This is much lighter weight. It's a Daisy 35. It's a Powerline 35. And it's a multi-pump. Now you can pump these up to 10 times. Do not do that indoors. Make sure that, in fact, Daisy says 2 pumps. I say 1. 1 pump. That's enough. You're not going to be shooting that far indoors unless you've got, well, I know the guys have taken these. Another idea is, if you want to, you can get one of these cargo deals that like goes on the back of a semi. Those make a good range inside. If you want to use it something like that, most people use them for storage, but I've known people that have set them up, and there's one gentleman that I think put 2 or 3 of them, opened up the ends and put them back to back, and he's got a long range, and it works very well. But anyway, I say 1, and that's what I'm going to show you here today. I'm going to go get the target, or actually the target box, and I'm going to show it to you. We're going to shoot it indoors with 1 pump with each of these, and I'll show you that there's not a whole lot of velocity to do anything with them. So let me go get the box and I'll show you. Okay, I've got the box here, and you can see it's thick enough. It's got a very hard back. I've got some hard backing in the back. In fact, you can use like a sheet of plywood. It's never going to reach that, I guarantee you that. And I've got a bunch of these. These are cardboard things out of pizza deals. They work great. Also, you can recycle them after you shoot them. I've got several of them in here. These are ones, well, in fact, here you can see where I've been shooting at those. I don't even think those went, well, they did here. This was one probably outdoors that I used. I got another one here. I kind of put a bullseye on them. Here's another one I've been shooting at. Those I've been using outdoors. I know I did. Anyway, there's a little lip in here. You can see I got a bunch of these. There's a little lip in here, and it kind of fastens in. I got more than one right here. And I already shot at this thing with the Daisy, and I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just barely dimpled that thing. It didn't go anywhere, and that was on one. But we're going to shoot it again. We're going to shoot from, I don't know, probably be about 7 yards at the most. Might be able to get a 10-yard shot. And then what I do is, it just depends on how you shoot. And like I said, you want to do this safe. You find a safe area to do it where you're not going to be hitting anything. Again, basement is the best thing you can find. And some people's they've got a special room in places where I have heard of people doing this. And there was this one woman that got in touch with me. I think I told you about her, that she wanted to get into air guns, and she bought Umarexes because I'd been doing videos about them. And so she wanted to know, well, I want to shoot indoors. How can I do it? And I told her to be safe. And I told her everything, how to do her target and that. And she set up her own outfit, and she actually made it quite safe. But she was shooting air guns, and again, it was lower velocity. And with these, we're just going to put one pump, and I'll show you how it goes. We'll take this out, because I don't think I got one underneath here. That's how tight these are in here. No. So if it goes through to the next one, we're going to know it. There's several of them stacked in here, and then there's so much packing. Here, I'll show you right here. There is so much packing and hard stuff in there. I can't put my hand down any further than that in that box, and that box is that tall. So you know now that there's a lot of safety there. And then you got the background besides. So let's shoot at this, and then I'll show you just exactly what one pump will do. And they say to go with 2. You can. Let's go with 1. I think you can see that little dimple like I was talking about where it shot before. And we're going to shoot first with the Daisy. I'm going to go back here, I don't know, like I said, about 7-10 yards. And then I'll shoot, and only one pump, and then I'll grab the Umarex NXG next. Okay, I fired the 2 shots. First was the Daisy, like I told you I would, the Daisy Powerline 35. And we're going to take a look at this now, and you can see what I mean, that it's very safe to fire it with 1. In fact, I bet the 1 fell right on top of the other one where I had shot it before, right there. And I think, I don't see the BB, so it must have fallen out somewhere. I pushed, these are all used. Anyway, you can see right there that it didn't really go through anywhere. I think right here might have been the Umarex, and it may still be in there a little bit. Looks like it, because the back is pushed outward, but nothing that's penetrating that much. So with 1 pump, and you still got accuracy, I was aiming for the middle of the target. The reason I think I hit down here is that was the Umarex. I had a hard time seeing the sight on that one. It was mainly because of the fiber optic. There wasn't enough light indoors with that. So you want more light, actually, if you're going to be shooting fiber optics, so those will show up a lot better. And it just wasn't. It was looking very, very dark in there. I knew about where it was. And the main thing I wanted to do is just show you what it does with 1 pump. And that's what you do. Use a multi-pump. Yes, you can use CO2, but you know, they're going to be a little bit higher velocity. I think about the lowest that I might have is around 350 feet per second. With this, you know, I'm not sure what it is at one pump, but it's not a whole lot. It might be 300. I know I have shot one, and it was a multi-pump, can't even remember which one, and I think when I put one pump in, it was like 200 feet per second, something of that sort. So, and maybe it was this one here, I'm not sure. But I used a chronograph and checked it out. Anyhow, that's a way to do it that's safe. And you just pick a safe area, build up your whole deal, pick up, once you have your targets to shoot, put them in a thing like that. Another thing you can use too is like a deal that Umarex has that is it's a trap is what it is. It's a pellet trap that has targets in it, and you hit them, and there's like 3 targets, I think. You hit them, and then you hit the one, and it trips them so that they all come back again. You can do that too, and that'll all be trapped. But again, even when you use something like that, make sure that it is inside of a what I call trap box like this, because once you set that down inside of here, have a good backing back there, and maybe you want a little bit bigger for that, because I think that gadget would only just fit right in here, not too much. And then anything that you would happen to hit, I don't know why you would, but if you'd happen to hit over around it and that'd all be trapped. And make sure the back, again, use a heavy piece of something. You can use a rectangular AR-500 if you want, and lay it in the back. It's definitely not going to go through that, but it'll bounce more. So it would be better to have like a good chunk of wood or very, very heavy cardboard that they have in these big packing crates. If you can get your hands on some of that, BB and pellet isn't going to bother that, especially at one pump. So anyway, that's the way to set everything up. I wanted to bring that up to you because Daisy kind of triggered this idea when they said, 2 pumps for indoor shooting, 4 to 6 for like your intermediate shooting. You get 10 yards on up. You can go to your 10 if you want. But most of the time with those, you don't need to go over 4 or 6 anyway for outdoors. Again, outdoors, not inside. Inside, 1, 2 at the most. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.